The starting line. Nobody talks about why recovery is where your real life begins. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve. I'm LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French, and I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something with you that shook me to my core. I had the honor of sitting down with Shawn Coney, a man whose story is a living testament to the power of transformation, faith, and refusing to let pain write the final chapter. Shawn is someone who has walked through the fire of addiction, faced near death moments 3 times, and emerged not just surviving, but thriving with purpose. His work in recovery advocacy and his commitment to helping others step into their God given calling is changing lives, one honest conversation at a time. And what he shared with me, what he's learned through the hardest seasons of his life, is something I believe every one of us needs to hear, especially if you've been carrying more than you should, hiding more than you admit, or wondering if healing is even possible for you. So let's talk about something we don't talk about enough. Let's talk about what it really means to recover, not just from addiction, but from the weight of survival itself. Here's what most people get wrong about recovery: they think it's about stopping something, quitting the drink, putting down the pills, walking away from the behavior that's been slowly killing you. And yes, that's part of it. But if that's where the story ends, you're still stuck, because sobriety without purpose is just white knuckling your way through life, waiting for the next thing to break you. Shawn Coney taught me this, and it's something I want you to hold on to today. Recovery is not the finish line, it's the starting line of a new assignment. Let me say that again. Recovery is not the finish line, it's the starting line. When you get clean, when you finally put down what's been destroying you, that's not the end of your story. That's God handing you a blank page and saying, now we rebuild, now we repurpose, now we take what tried to kill you and turn it into something that heals others. And that's the first thing I want you to remember today. Recovery is more than getting clean, it's stepping into God's purpose for your life. Think about Dr. Nzinga Harrison. She's a Black psychiatrist, addiction specialist, and co founder of Eleanor Health, a company that's redefining what recovery looks like in this country. She didn't just study addiction from a textbook, she saw it up close. She saw Black families torn apart because addiction was treated like a crime instead of a health issue. She saw people get clean in 30-day programs only to go right back to the same broken environments with no support, no purpose, no hope. And she said, no, that's not recovery, that's survival. And survival is not enough. So she built something different. Eleanor Health doesn't just focus on getting people to stop using, it focuses on rebuilding their entire lives: mental health support, social services, community care, long term stability. Because Dr. Harrison understands what Shawn Coney understands. Recovery is about living a fulfilling life, not just avoiding substances. And here's what that means for you, especially if you're listening to this and thinking, I'm not an addict. This doesn't apply to me. Listen closer, because this applies to every single one of us who's been living in survival mode. Every woman who's been holding it together on the outside while falling apart on the inside. Every professional who's been medicating with work, with food, with shopping, with busyness, with anything that keeps them from feeling the weight of what they're carrying. You don't have to be addicted to a substance to need recovery. You need recovery from the lie that you have to do it all alone. You need recovery from the belief that asking for help makes you weak. You need recovery from the superwoman cape that's choking the life out of you. And that brings me to the second thing I want you to remember: you don't have to stay stuck in what broke you. Help is holy, and healing is possible. Shawn Coney was clear about this in our conversation. He needed help. He couldn't do it alone. And admitting that, reaching out for support didn't make him weak. It became the doorway to his transformation. Let me tell you about Michael Williams. Michael is a Black man in Washington, D.C., whose story mirrors so many of ours in different ways. He struggled with substance use that led to legal trouble, broken relationships, and cycles of relapse that felt impossible to escape. He was stuck, and the world told him he was done. Formerly incarcerated, addict, ex con, those labels tried to define him, but Michael did something radical. He surrendered. He admitted he couldn't do it alone. He entered structured recovery programs. He leaned on faith, on mentorship, on community. And slowly, step by step, he rebuilt his identity. Not as an addict, not as an ex con, but as a mentor, a father figure, a leader. Today, Michael works with Kippy DC, mentoring young people and families, showing them that transformation is possible even from the deepest brokenness. His story is now used to inspire students and parents, proving that you don't have to stay stuck in what broke you. And here's what I need you to hear: asking for help is not failure, it's wisdom. Staying stuck is optional, reaching out is powerful. How many of us are sitting in our pain right now, pretending we're fine? How many of us are carrying trauma, addiction, burnout, depression, anxiety, and we're just what? Hoping it goes away on its own. We're high functioning. We're successful. We're holding down jobs and raising kids and leading teams. So we tell ourselves we don't need help. But here's the truth: you can be excellent and exhausted at the same time. You can be successful and suffering at the same time. And pretending you're fine is not strength, it's survival. And survival is not the life God called you to. Therapy is not weakness, support groups are not failure. Asking your pastor, your coach, your friend, your sponsor for help is not admitting defeat. It's admitting you're human. And it's the first step toward becoming whole. Shawn Coney knows this. Michael Williams knows this. Dr. Nzinga Harrison built an entire healthcare model around this. And I'm telling you today, if you take nothing else from this conversation, take this: help is holy and healing is possible. Now, let's talk about the third thing. Your story can move from survival to steady progress, one step at a time, even when it's hard. This is where so many of us get tripped up. We want the miracle, we want the overnight transformation. We want to wake up one day and be healed, whole, and living our best life. But that's not how it works. Recovery, real recovery, is a daily practice. It's showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. It's trusting God with the process, even when you can't see the outcome. It's taking one step, then another, even when it's hard. Shawn Coney said something in our interview that I can't stop thinking about. He said, life isn't just something to survive, it's something you're called to transform. Let me say that again. Life isn't just something to survive, it's something you're called to transform. And transformation doesn't happen in one big moment, it happens in 1,000 small moments. It happens when you choose therapy over isolation, when you choose honesty over hiding, when you choose rest over hustle, when you choose boundaries over people pleasing, when you choose faith over fear. Let me tell you about Taraji P. Henson's father, Boris Lawrence Henson. He was a Vietnam War veteran who battled PTSD and substance use for years. His addiction brought instability and pain into their family. But even in his struggle, he remained a loving, present father. He modeled honesty about pain and the fight to heal. And his journey, his willingness to keep showing up, even when it was hard, inspired Taraji to embrace therapy, to speak openly about mental health, and to create the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, which funds mental health services for Black communities. His story didn't end in addiction, it became a legacy of healing. And that's what steady progress looks like. It's not perfect, it's not linear, but it's powerful. Because here's the truth: you are not here to stay broken, you are here to grow, you are here to heal, and you are here to become who God created you to be. Step by step, even when it's hard. Shawn Coney walked out through the fire 3 times and came out with one truth in his spirit: God has purpose for his life. And the same is true for you. Your pain is not the end of your story. Your struggle is not your identity. Your past does not cancel your future. Recovery, real recovery, is about letting God repurpose what tried to destroy you. It's about learning to live from a place of purpose instead of pain. It's about dropping the cape, releasing the need to be strong all the time, and embracing the softness, the rest, the healing that you deserve. So here's what I need you to do. And I'm not asking, I'm challenging you. Stop pretending you're fine when you're falling apart. Stop carrying what's killing you in silence because you think asking for help makes you weak. Stop believing that your story is over because of what you've survived. This week, I want you to take one honest, concrete step toward healing and purpose. Make one vulnerable confession to a trusted friend, therapist, pastor, or coach about a struggle you've been hiding: addiction, burnout, depression, self destruction, whatever it is, name it, say it out loud. Stop carrying it alone. Or schedule one support action this week: a therapy appointment, a recovery meeting, a coaching session, a conversation with a mentor about purpose and boundaries, or commit to one steady habit that honors recovery and progress: daily prayer or meditation, journaling, limiting substances, setting a boundary that protects your mental and spiritual health. The challenge is simple but real. Do not walk away from this conversation and pretend you're fine. Choose one step, however small, that moves you from surviving to transforming your life, with God and community helping you carry it. Because recovery is not the finish line, it's the starting line. And your real life, the one God designed for you, the one filled with purpose and peace and joy and rest, that life is waiting for you on the other side of one honest step. So take it today, right now, because you are not here to stay broken. You are here to become whole. And that journey, that beautiful, messy, powerful journey, starts the moment you stop surviving and start living.